Hello and welcome to this feature interview. I'm Kelsey Hubbard. This past weekend, the Mass Communications Department had their annual MassCom weekend. Alumni from all over came back to celebrate the seniors, Dr. Keller, and the MassCom department. But the weekend never would have come together without the help of one of our seniors. I have on set with me Dylan Bull, MassCom senior and event planner for the MassCom weekend. Dylan, thank you so much for coming on set with me today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And we somehow matched without even meaning to do that. How does these things happen?
I don't know.
That's great. But again, thank you for coming on set. And MassCom weekend obviously doesn't get put together in a day. So how long have you been working on putting this weekend together?
Well, this weekend we start back in the fall. We select our panelists, our keynote speakers, and we start getting in touch with them. Lots of what happens in the fall is making sure we don't conflict with other events that we're having on campus, like Ampersand Day, but somehow it always conflicts with something. Yeah. That's how it works. But it's been a long process.
I bet. And so you also helped plan last year's
MassCom
weekend.
Yes, last year I helped coordinate the event. And it was actually really interesting because I had transferred as a MassCom major into my sophomore year, which was the year that I was planning it. So I'd never been to a MassCom weekend before, and now I was helping plan it. So I kind of just let other people around me kind of guide me in the general direction and talk to who I was supposed to talk to in hopes it all worked out. But it did. So, yeah.
And so obviously there have been some differences between this year and last year, especially with the structure, because the structure's been like the same for so long.
Yes.
Why did you decide to do the changes that you guys did?
Well, it was unbeknownst to me that Dr. Keller was retiring until when we got back to school in January. So that kind of drastically changed our typical schedule. But one of the things that I wanted to build upon was our venues, because although we love Miller and although most MassCom majors live here, I wanted to have a little bit less traffic going on campus, because last year it was kind of rainy, and so I proposed that we moved the events to the BOV and the Humphreys Lounge, partly because that was renovated this past year, and really gave the students an opportunity to kind of use that space in various ways, and I thought that this was a perfect opportunity to do so. So I hope it worked well. I haven't really got a chance to do post-production yet.
Right. And I know, like Murph said on set earlier, that the weekend went fabulous. I know a lot of the seniors think that as well. How do you feel coming out of this weekend?
I think it was wonderful. I'm so glad that my fellow seniors felt the weekend went well. It's the best compliment is not hearing anything. If everything goes as planned, nothing is noticeably different, then it's a successful event. Right. And I think that everyone really enjoyed the weekend. And, Dr. Keller, who seems to be over the moon, which, is another one of my goals, in honoring her and all the work she's done for our college and for students. So I'm very, very happy because those that I serve are happy.
Right. And like I mentioned, you are also a senior.
Yes.
So how was it working with planning it and being the event planner and being on 24/7 while you were doing the event, and also being a senior and kind of partaking in the event?
I tried for about 15 to 20 minutes to present my portfolio and then just gave up. It's just kind of how it happened. I left my portfolio out and I was able to speak to a few people. But then I just kind of said, okay, well, here's my portfolio. I'm going to go do this tech run and, all those. It's definitely a very hectic day. Definitely very busy, but that's kind of where I thrive. I complain all the time about being too busy, but I thrive under pressure.
Right.
So,
did you have any moments where you could actually sit there and enjoy the event, or were you on all the time?
When Dr. Keller and Khalil started waltzing, then I was good. I could take a breath. No, I think Dr. Finney used the word hypervigilant, and that, that's pretty much who I am. I'm very go. What am I missing? What can I be doing to help make the next thing easier, kind of deal. So I was really able to relax after everything was said and done.
Right.
But I did enjoy dinner and things like that.
Well, that's good. And a lot of the alumni came back. There was giant amounts of alumni. How did you get so many people to come to this event?
We actually had 99 people in the BOV Saturday.
Nice.
Which was crazy because last year I think we had about 65. So it was a pretty big jump. But we actually, for the first time, really got to coordinate the event with Monica Hull, who's our Director of Alumni. And she is amazing. People have been thanking me for my work, but really and truly, it is so much more than just me. Laura Pruitt, who's also our facilities manager, did an amazing job. So many other people helped with the event. But Monica really kind of put all that together, and we set out save the dates and all kinds of stuff. And she did a great job.
Yeah.
Recruiting alumni and getting them to come in, and it was awesome.
Right. And one of the events that the alumni actually partake in is the keynote speaker and the panelist.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, how did you go about choosing who to be on the panel and who to be the keynote speaker, as well as kinds of the things that you took from what they were saying?
So Dr. Keller kind of took that part over, because this was the last year that she will get to kind of pick and choose those people. And I know she'd been wanting to have Jay Webb for quite some time. And so she was honored and excited to have him here. And I think he did a really great job with his keynote speech. And then the same with the panelists. She kind of picked people that she felt would be good speakers. And we also kind of tag teamed with Monica and said, okay, you know some about these alumni, and who do you think would be good speakers here? So I didn't necessarily handpick them myself, but I coordinated with those who did, and I was more in communication with them after we had selected them in that process. But we tried to, but this year, unfortunately, Leanne Mahoy was a designer that we had invited, but she was unable to make it. She fell sick at the last minute and wasn't able to come. But we tried to get lots of variety in their vocation. So we have designers and TV broadcasters and journalists and things like that, so that each student gets a little bit more of, so not every panelist is in one specific area of mass communications.
Right.
So.
And what kinds of things, I guess, did you, while you were listening to these panels, did you choose that you felt was really important and connected with you personally?
It's kind of interesting, because even though we try to have that variety, I'm still kind of an odd bird out, because although I love, things that everything mass comm does, my expertise and what I really want to go into is event coordination. And so it's kind of hard for me to glean excessive amounts of advice, just because it's kind of different in my world than it is the journalistic or print worlds. But I really appreciate their encouragement and their, go out and do whatever you want, and seek opportunities and things like that, and their encouragement and their kind of response to, when I say, yeah, I helped put this event together, and then, oh, this is really great, you did a really great job. And I think that, to me, it's most helpful to have their encouragement and support as alumni, knowing that there are other people who've done this before.
Yeah. Right.
So.
Well, I have one last question for you. It's the big one.
Oh no.
As I know myself, being a senior with you, it's what is next. So I guess, if you have any inkling, what is next for Dellen Bull?
Well, as many people know, I am engaged to be married 2 weeks after graduation, so that's step one. And then after that is just kind of seeing what happens. My fiance already is employed and has a place to live, so hopefully I won't be homeless, assuming he lets me live there. So just kind of finding what happens. I know event planning may not be a huge option where we're going to be moving, but I hope to be finding, maybe I'll work in a TV station, maybe I'll work at a newspaper doing photojournalism. Who knows? We'll just kind of play it by ear from here on out.
Nice. Well, Dellen, thank you so much for joining me on set for this.
My pleasure.
And again, thank you so much for everything that you've done this weekend. I know that the seniors, and I speak for myself mostly, thought it was amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been your feature interview. I'm Kelsey Hubbard with Dellen.